Hey coders, and welcome to this fifth video in SASS for CSS playlist. In this video we will understand interpolation and placeholders. Interpolation is essentially a code insertion. It allows us to interpolate SASS expressions into our code. Let's make a mixin and understand interpolation with an example. Let's create a mixin and name it interpolate so that we can relate to that, and give it three parameters, namely prop1, prop2, and a value. Here these two parameters will indicate the property, and these will be interpolated inside our codes, and this will be used as normal variable or normal argument. So to interpolate an object, so we have to surround them with a pair of parentheses and a hashtag. Let's see how it is done. Let's interpolate background property and give it a hashtag the $prop1. Now whatever value we pass to prop1, it will be replaced here. It could be color image, so that the value so that it will become background color or background value accordingly. Now if we pass it and set the value to be like this $var, then we will say that whatever we pass should be corresponding to each other. If we pass a background color, then val must have a value of color. If we pass prop1 as an image, then the val must have a path to an image. Now let's set the prop2 to 0 pixels, so that whatever value we will pass, it will be, and let's interpolate it with this hashtags and the pair of parentheses. Now let's have an element, let's call it block1, and call this mixin and pass it the three values. Firstly image, and secondly we can give it a margin, and thirdly we can pass on a URL to the image, which is like this slash there is an image, .jpg. It is an imaginary image because we will not be running our style sheet, so it doesn't matter if the image is there or not. And we can also make another element, let's call it block2, and call the interpolate mixin here, and give it three values, color and a margin of let's say this property 2 is padding this time, and we are passing the value of color to prop1, so we will have to pass a color here. So let's pass ffp320, which we were using from the start. And once we are done and save the file, we'll see our main.css file have block1 with background image. Look how image has replaced the interpolated expression, and the value is URL, margin 0 pixels. Similarly, the block elements have been interpolated. Now let us understand placeholders. In SASS, placeholders are just like class selectors. The only difference is that placeholders start with a % symbol and not the dot notation. The other difference is that placeholders are not included in the compiled CSS. So let's understand placeholder with an example. Let's make a placeholder with a % symbol and name it placeholder, and give its properties like width 100 pixels, and let's also call the mixin inside the selector. Let us include interpolate inside it, and give it a color and a margin, and give it a color yellow. Now if we want to use this placeholder, we have to inherit this placeholder into another selector. For instance, we can have a block3 and extend this placeholder inside and we can also give block3 its own CSS values. We can also nest other objects like this. A block3 h1 will have a color of red, and we can also do many things, whatever we want to do that we have learned, and you can explore SASS very well. So let's save this file and see the result. If we go to main.css, we will see the block 3 has a width of 100 and the background color of yellow and the margin of 0 pixel, because this part is actually our mixin that was interpolated. We have completed SASS features with this, and this is pretty much it for this video, but we can understand SASS build process in the next video. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe it and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified of every upcoming video. And as always, thanks for watching.